Hi there, everybody. I'm Fred Thomas, and you are watching All Things Bike. And today we are speaking with Aaron Chidester of the Foreside Bicycle Guys. Aaron.
How you doing?
Very well. Thanks for coming down.
I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. Well, you have to be the newest bicycle resource / service provider in the state.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't know that, but that's great.
I think it's true. I looked at the list, and I think it was, there was this new name, and you were right there. I mean, how did it happen? I mean, did you sort of just wake up and say, I'm going to do this, or tell us about the inspiration?
My partner and myself have about a little over 50 years of industry experience.
Wow.
From wrenching on bikes and working in shops as high school kids, through opening shops and then industry work. I repped throughout New England with a bunch of big manufacturers. Nice. Raced for a while. My partner Steve did the same. He worked for a couple of different companies, mostly local, but even did national work as well. So we kind of got to the end of our working for other people run and realized that all we really wanted to do was go back to working on bikes and hanging out with people that enjoy bicycles. So the move to go back to a traditional bike shop didn't make much sense at that point in time. We were like, well, we've been doing this for so long that we want to be able to kind of do it our own way. So we're trying to take a new approach by primarily cutting out some of the retail issues that we feel like are kind of no longer the standard for how people are finding bicycles or purchasing them anyway. So
was there an aha moment where it just suddenly clicked?
Kind of. Yes, we had been talking for a while. I mean, every mechanic talks about opening their own shop from the beginning. So like these plans have been going on for a long time, and I think that with technology and communications at where it's at now, we were like, oh, there's certain ways that we can get this stuff out without having to pay for it.
Right.
So like Instagram, like all of our used equipment, all of our consignment equipment, we can get that information out there without having to do a ton of work.
Right.
We don't have to pay somebody to go do it. We just snap a picture with our phones. It syncs with everything, and then people can see it, and it's a nice, clean way of doing business without having a whole bunch of inventory.
Yeah, exactly.
Our overhead is super low. We carry, drive equipment and rubber and all the standard stuff that you would need to turn around basic to moderate repairs in a really quick turnaround time. Everything else is 2 days, a day or two away if you special order it.
So you're concentrating your efforts on the service aspect.
Totally service focused, 100% service focused design. The model is about making it as convenient for cyclists, customers to be able to ride their bicycles.
The cyclist focused.
Just very cyclist focused, like keeping the wheels turning. The bicycle's such a beautiful machine. We want to try to get away from that throwaway culture. So we're just trying to let people know that you take care of your stuff and let us help you take care of it. You can keep that thing forever if you want to. It's awesome.
Well, where are you located?
Well, we're right downtown, Kittery, Foreside. It's 7 Wallingford Square, and we're in between a couple of really cool restaurants.
You're in the city center. It sounds
right in the down. It's a small corner, but yeah, it's right in the dead center of town. So it's fun because there's always something. We're always busy. There's lots of good smells going around. We're working out of a big garage space, so we just roll the garage doors open, and it's kind of a in and out.
Nice.
It's fun. It's a good spot.
Is it just you, or you mentioned Steve?
Myself and a buddy of mine, Steve, who was my mentor as far as my bicycle mechanic skills go.
Good deal.
We got back together and we were like, let's do this.
Yeah.
And
it's been 1 year. Is that right?
It's been a little over 1 year now.
1 year.
So we started it off with just doing mobile service.
Right. Well, elaborate on how that works. I mean, you've got that. What's the name of the service that
Velofix.
Velofix.
So our mobile service is it's similar in the sense that there's so many ways. It's easy to communicate without even picking up a phone nowadays. So they can message us, text us, whatever. We get those messages. We look at acquiring customers, like cyclists, lifetime customers. If we fix their bikes, they trust us because we do a good job. So for us, we haven't, our radius of pickup, we haven't even charged for pickup and delivery services yet, because the average repair order that we do, it's enough because one person tells another person, and then we just go pick up four bikes at a time.
Yeah, right. So you don't have to.
So it works out. The volumes kind of work out in the end.
And where are the customers?
We've been getting them all over. So
you're not driving up to Bangor or
I've picked up bikes in Westbrook. Okay, so lifestyle choice, right? I go up to Westbrook and I do other activities up there. So I've met people and I pick up bikes up in Westbrook. Right. We go out to Highland and ride out in Highland. I've picked up bikes right in the parking lot at Highland and then just delivered them right back to the parking lot to ride the next day.
Wow.
So yeah, like we're kind of all over the place. It's just scheduling.
Right.
And with technology, scheduling is, you can really do it. It's very easy on the fly to sync everybody's schedules, so that if I need to be somewhere and I just get a quick message, go here.
Right, exactly. But is your van, is it or your vans, are they fully equipped with?
Yeah, we've got two diesel Volkswagens that are, Pedro's outfitted them with master toolkits, stands, tables. We've kind of custom done a little bit of work in the back, so we've got a little parts washer, and we've got solvents, lubricants, all that stuff in the vehicle, and it's all really portable. So another little side piece of what our craft service is that.
Elaborate. Yeah.
So the word craft it's maybe generic, but we're kind of taking that retail side. So we don't have bias. We're really trying to show people that being able to work on a bicycle is something that takes years of routine and experience and over repetition of doing to become proficient and good at it. And so we'll go to people's houses or businesses and do little clinics and stuff. And as soon as people start to work on their own bikes, a lot of the times they realize that it's worth paying some money to have somebody who's been doing it for 10 to 20 years on their bike, if they appreciate that. Otherwise, it's fun to be able to go. I have an education background, so we'll go to people's places and they're like, well, they want to stand there and watch as we tear apart, their headset and see how everything fits together. And
just the basics.
Little clinics, passing along our craft is something that both Steve and I get a lot of. It's the enjoyment out of being able to hand somebody something and give them some knowledge. And
it channels a sort of a more a homemade or organic almost, right?
It's craft
beer,
it's craft
bicycle
exactly
service. But that's great. And then you have different levels of services. You have sort of a standard service, and then you have a package service.
So we've kind of looked at so we've all came out of bike shops, and the standard bike shop model is to be able to sell bikes. That's how how they get pay the bills and pay the employees. Typically, service is a lot of shops do really great service, but I think the standard is that those bills have to get paid, so the bikes need to be sold. So the focus really is on the retail floor side of stuff. So going into the back of the shop and the craft side of things, it's nice to be able to really focus on what is required out of a service department, and we're not getting. We don't have to worry about building bikes for the floor. We're not getting pulled away for random services, so we're able to really focus on these on the jobs at hand. So we kind of broke up our services into a couple of different levels, and we realized that there's the standard everyday commuter. We're right behind the naval shipyard there, so we've got a lot of commuting cyclists that are riding all year round on their bikes. So we do everything from just the quick, basic stuff in and out of the shop to full teardown overhauls. We do have service plans similar to, I suppose, the automotive industry, I suppose, has something kind of like this, but we're gearing this more towards the cyclists and the athletes, the people that are using their bikes, even the commuters. Being able to schedule and have your bike serviced on a scheduled basis really alleviates a lot of those issues of wear and tear, of your bike breaking down, of something going wrong. And
so, it eliminates that tendency of people to sort of put it off.
Absolutely.
I just don't feel like buying another derailleur, or just keep blowing it off, and then suddenly something breaks.
Keeps the price of the ownership price of, especially when you're starting to get into nice bikes, it keeps that ownership price down, because you're not wearing things down to the point where you have to replace and do major stuff. You're just constantly keeping up with it, and then that machine will
keep
last
going. Well, give us some. Is there any great stories that happened when you were first starting out?
I think the fun stuff that we found out was that through the mobile part of it's been the biggest, I think, catch for us, because we've gotten clientele from so far away just because we have the ability to be out on the roads, and we're not sitting waiting for work to come in. We drive up and down the coast, and if there's a cyclist on the side of the road, I've pulled over on the side of the road, and from that one helping somebody fix a tube in a tire, he sent me, 3 bike sales. His whole family came in with like all of their bikes, had them all overhauled. So it turned into this. We just go down to their house now, pick up all their bikes at once, and do them on a regular basis.
If you hadn't been a mobile operation, that wouldn't have happened.
And I remember, working in like the retail side of stuff, and in motorcycle shops and in bicycle shops, and on those days where it's really quiet and it's gorgeous outside, and you're standing inside going, man, I want to be inside right now, and thinking that there would be better ways to be going out and cultivating that business or that culture. I was like, oh, there's got to be a way to get out there. So slapping some stickers on the side of a vehicle.
I've never seen the van. We'll got to get a picture of it.
Yeah, we actually just got. So the vehicles we just got done in June, I think.
Nice.
So we just got them all logoed up, and there
you go. Yeah. I mean, that's the greatest marketing ever. 295 up and down.
Yep.
Lots of people. Well, describe some of your favorite bikes to work on, and then some of your favorite rides around Kittery.
Around the rides around Kittery, there's, if you're a road cyclist, everything's gorgeous. There's just so much seacoast, and the roads are fantastic around there. There's back roads, there's good hilly stuff.
You're not far from New Hampshire or sort of
we're right on the border, so we've got really good, you go inland, an hour or so, and you get really good hills, whatever. There's everything around the area. I personally have gotten really into the free ride and downhill stuff over the last, I know, it's ridiculous. We're in the wrong direction.
I mean, exactly. Usually it's 25-year-olds who are doing that.
The equipment's getting so good that I've taken these falls, and I'm like, oh, well, okay.
Well, you got to wear your chin guard.
Oh yeah, fully, absolutely. So my background in engineering is I'm really into like bikes like this. I love technology. All the suspension bikes I'm really into, and the new electronic stuff's really cool. I'm just into bicycles.
That's great. I mean, that means you love what you do. And it's gonna filter out into the people that you're taking care of.
It's really fun.
Are there any plans or events in 2018 that we should know about? That we want to talk about briefly?
At the moment, no. We're just we're getting ready to hopefully right now we're putting together some funding to get a demo fleet of bikes going, so that we can start getting people out on bikes, and then servicing those bikes so that they can make a decision on what style of bike they want. So we want to be able to offer a couple of different styles of bike and go, hey, go here.
Right.
Yeah, then figure out if you want this kind of bike, we can get one of those.
That's right. Yeah.
Everybody makes something like that. So it's a it's an aesthetic choice for a lot of people.
That's great. It's the bike shop of the future.
Hope so.
Aaron, thanks so much for coming down and talking about it. All right, everybody, that was Aaron Chidester of the Foreside Bicycle Guys. You can find out more about them at their website and on Facebook. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you again soon.
Okay, if you want to talk about anything else,
now's
the time.
Yeah, you're going to do an outtake.
Cool.
Sometimes we zero in.
Sure.
I'm just did we miss anything? I think we covered pretty much everything. Standard plan, service plans. I think we did that.
Mobile. So this is some of the stuff I was watching your a couple of the last episodes that you had from the Portland Gear Hub.
Yeah.
So and again, we've got like the garage space that we have is really cool because we've only really separated half of it where we use.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you the question. Tell me about your space and the location.
So it's a double garage space.
Let's have a clean end.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll
I know, but he's
Yeah. No. Okay. So.
All right. He's
Ready?
rolling, but since you had that
Bloopers, no problem. Okay, here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Aaron, tell us about the location where you are.
So we've rented this double garage space from there's 7 Wallingford Square. There's this building that houses a whole bunch of different restaurants.
I think I've been there. There's
got a Will's Cafe shop. There's Anjou Noodle Bar.
And then there's this funky bar where they serve
the Drams, little martini.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You're in there.
So we're right in between
Nice.
those spots, and we've taken these 2 garage spaces and we've basically separated them in half for ourselves. We have like our own service spot where people can't really come behind there easily.
Right.
And then we've got another completely open side of the garage where it's really modular. We can bring equipment in and store it there, but then a lot of the times we pull it out. We've got a big giant flat screen TV, and then I've got a lot of space where we built out a tool set so that customers or clients can come in and we'll do one-on-one sessions, we'll do small group sessions for basic or advanced. That way they have all the tooling. We've got bioremediating parts washer. We've got like all the...
Right, so it's an education.
Yeah, we've got a little ability to do that, a similar kind of thing. And I think that I love listening to what they're doing over there at the Gear Hub.
At the Gear Hub, yeah, right.
I'd love to be able to do more of that, and they're a non-profit, so they've got some more abilities to be able to go that direction. But I love that. I
think you will probably have no problem because everyone who rides a bike a lot wants to have some basic knowledge.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to know how to adjust my brakes and not have it take half an hour. I mean, or adjust the derailleur, and if it's right there, why not?
Yeah.
And where do the cars stay or the vans?
So we pull them. I live right down the street, so we've got parking down the street. We have warehouse storage. So we don't, like I said, we don't have much inventory, but we do. I've got enough space to store 60 plus bicycles in heated and secured storage.
So you could store people's bikes for
and like we don't. The model is really based on that quick turnaround.
Sure,
24 to 48 hour turnaround, especially in season.
No, that's when everybody wants their bike.
Yeah.
But could I go down there and buy tires if I needed them, or
and we can
that kind of stuff.
We'll have most stuff like popular stuff, the 50-point margins, rubber, chains, all the drivetrain stuff. Yeah, we have that in stock. Specific stuff, it's usually a 1 to 2 day. We just order it. It's there the next day.
Right on.
And people will go on and order them online anyway. So
exactly.
It's going that direction, and that's fine.
People still want, in many cases, the community of the bike shop and the service, of course. And,
we're trying to build that culture right down there. All those people that are down in that area are craftspeople. There's there's baristas, there are artists, there's chefs, there's mechanics.
You're in that location. Everyone, you're in from what I remember dimly, it has that sort of craft charm to it, and it fits in really nicely.
I feel like the culture is going to go that way too. Like just the cycling culture alone. Like people pick their bike shop based on a lot of times the experiences they have with the people there. So when you find a good group of knowledgeable people, you stick with it, and the culture builds around that.
Keep coming back.
Yeah.
That's right. And your friends.
It's just hard to fund that in the bicycle industry. So you
that's-
got to find little tricky ways to do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why so many things are the 21st century versions of what we've grown up with, and it sounds like you're the bike shop of the future, and that's great, and I will pay a visit.
Awesome. Love to have you down.
Thanks so much, Aaron.
Thanks, Fred.
That was Aaron Chidester of the Foreside Bicycle Guys talking about his shop. They're right down there in Kittery in Wallingford Square. You can go and take a look, and you can see them online. Thanks for watching. We will see you again soon.
All Things Bike with Fred Thomas is brought to you by Xentis, performance carbon wheels handmade in Austria for road and off-road riding. Xentis, next generation wheels. And Frame and Wheel eBay bike selling services. Time, space, cash. Pick 3. And AD Bikes, the modern face of Austro-Daimler cycling and the bike company of the future.